It's been over a month since the Fed announced QE3. The U.S. looks like it's seeing more growth, but there are now concerns about China's economy. Joining me is international investor and author of A Gift to My Children, Jim Rogers.
Jim. I am delighted to be here, Elizabeth.
We are delighted to have you, Jim. Now, the last time you were here and we spoke on this set, you had said that get ready for the bond bubble to burst. Is that still the case, and when's it going to happen?
Well, I have no idea. I sold short bonds again, but Elizabeth, I've done it 2 or 3 times and been wrong and been stopped out, so I'm short bonds again. You tell me. You should watch Thomson Reuters if you want to know when it's going to pop. But it's going to pop. It's going to pop. I would say it's getting closer, but obviously that's why I shorted them.
Okay. Now, we've gotten stronger retail data out. It looks like the housing sector is heading for a rebound. Do you still think the U.S. Is going to fall into recession?
Elizabeth, there's an election in November. Of course, you're getting all sorts of good news. I mean, please, this is the way it works. Whenever there's an election, the government puts out good news so that the government can get reelected. Just worry about 2013. Do worry about 2014. I don't pay any attention to this. I know you have to pay attention to all this stuff, but I don't pay any attention to it. It's all designed to get Mr. Obama reelected.
So then when do you think we're going to see decent growth?
Decent growth?
Decent growth.
2016, 2017. Depending on how bad the collapse is in 2014.
Now, just recently, Jack Welch had made some controversial comments on Twitter regarding the employment numbers. What did you think of that, and did you agree with him?
Well, Jack's smarter than I am, so I don't pay attention to people who are smarter than me very much. I certainly know that the numbers that come out of the United States government are to be worried about. I'm skeptical of them. I don't pay too much attention to them. First of all, they're always wrong. First of all, they look backward. Second, they're always wrong. Third, they're always revised. Well, I know you have to report this stuff, Elizabeth, but I don't pay attention to this kind of stuff. Jack seems to, but I don't.
Okay, well, let's switch gears over to Russia. Now, more recently, you've become an advisor to the Russian state-owned banking group VTB. Now, what kind of opportunities are you seeing out there?
Well, it seems to me that Mr. Putin has changed his view of the world. And I don't know why, whether it's because he's worried about his legacy or whether he realizes he can't play by the old KGB rules anymore. But for whatever reason, Putin and therefore the Russian government seem to be playing by the same rules that the rest of us play by. If that's the case, there's staggering opportunities in Russia. Now, I've been skeptical of Russia for 46 years since I first went there in 1966. But now it seems they're changing, and my goodness, Elizabeth, look at the map. There are huge opportunities if they ever get it together.
Okay, so you just said that there are staggering opportunities. What kind of opportunities?
Everything you can think of. They've got agriculture, metals, energy, labor. They've got everything. If they can just get a huge corridor for transportation, they're trying to build a transportation corridor which would, put the Southeast Asia shipping routes out of business. They've got everything, if they can get it together.
So how can investors play the Russian market?
Well, I'm trying to find out. I mean, I have to start watching Reuters more often. I don't have any investments there yet. I'm looking for things to invest in. I only invest in stocks or things that are listed anyway, so I'm looking for investments. I have none yet. I might buy the ruble. I don't know yet.
Now, let's switch gears over to China. GDP is coming out this week. What are your predictions, or what is your forecast?
I don't pay attention to these kind of things. I know you have to repeat. I don't know what the Chinese numbers are going to be. China has been trying to cool its economy off for 3 years, rightly so. They've been trying to do something about property. They've been trying to do something about inflation. As far as I'm concerned, they've been doing exactly the right things. They've started loosening up a little bit recently. I have no idea what their numbers will be. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It's not going to change my view of China. In the 19th century, Elizabeth, America had 15 depressions with a D. If you'd paid attention to Reuters in the 19th century, you would have sold America. You never would have invested in America. And you would have looked pretty foolish in the 20th century.
So you're not worried about this at all?
No, I think they're doing the right thing. I hope they cool things off. If I were China, I would stay tight sooner. Longer, I mean. I would stay much tighter for a long time to kill inflation completely. Now, I'm not the Chinese government. They're not going to listen to me, and they shouldn't. But I would be much, much tighter for a long period of time.
We're going to see a leadership transition in November from Wen Jiabao to Vice Premier Li. Tell me, What are your thoughts on this? Are you concerned? Is it going to affect the economy at all?
No. Well, yeah, I'm sure that Mr. Lee's friends will do well once he takes power. Just like when American governments change, the friends of the person who takes power make a lot of money and do well. No, these things, they're basically all trying to do the same thing in China, just like in America. Basically, we're all trying to do the same things. So no, this is not going to make much difference at all.
So you don't think it's going to slow economic reform at all?
Why? Why should it? I mean, the Chinese, go on the internet. Go on the internet. The Chinese population, the Chinese people are very, very much in favor of continued reform, continued opening up. No. Even if somebody came into power in China and said, I'm not going to do it anymore, he would be overwhelmed very quickly. The internet is very, very persuasive and very powerful and very widespread in China now.
Well, we really appreciate you coming in today.
I'm delighted to be here, Elizabeth. I hope we can do it again sometime.
Me too. Our thanks to Jim Rogers. I'm Elizabeth Carrazza. This is Reuters.